Okay, good morning and welcome to our second half of Dilations notes today. If you have me for class, we are on the front page of our note packet at the very bottom. So the top of it looks like this. We already filled this in. And we are at the very bottom where it says example 2. Okay, so we're going to talk about dilations continued today. And remember, a dilation is when we make a figure either larger or we reduce the size of a figure by a scale factor. So in example 2, it says list the coordinates of vertices A, B, and C on the figure below, which I've already done, so go ahead and copy those. A is at 0, 4, B is at positive 4, negative 4, and C would be at negative 4, negative 4. Then it says to dilate our figure by a scale factor of 1/2. So if you remember from our last video, we're going to take our pre-image and we're going to multiply it by our scale factor. This time, our scale factor is less than 1, so we know that it should reduce the size of our figure. So when I multiply by 1/2, I'm going to multiply each number by 1/2 and get my prime coordinates here. So A prime, 0 times 1/2 is still 0. 4 times 1/2 is 2. And so A prime is going to end at 0, 2. B prime, if we multiply each of these by 1/2, 4 times 1/2 is 2. And negative 4 times 1/2 is negative 2. And then finally C prime, if we multiply both by 1/2, negative 4 times 1/2 is negative 2. And same for the second coordinate. And then we're going to put them back on, and it should make a figure that's half the size. So 0, 2, 0, 2 is right here. Label that A prime. 2, negative 2, so right 2, down 2 is going to be our B prime. And then finally left 2, down 2 for our C prime. And it did. It made a triangle, and it reduced its size by half. So it is the same shape, only different sizes here. So that's what happens when our scale factor is between 0 and 1, is the size of the shape gets reduced. Okay, so that's the second part, and that's reducing size. And the last part that we have to talk about is how do we find the scale factor if we are given two shapes already. Okay, so example 3 is on the next page, and what I'd like you to write in is this. Scale factor, we find that by taking our image coordinate and dividing it by our pre-image coordinate. In other words, we look for a prime coordinate and we divide it by the not prime coordinate that is corresponding. So you don't have to do every single one, but you can pick one that looks like it's relatively simple, okay? And so for me, when I look at number 1, I want to pick something that I know for sure. For example, if I pick A, it's easy to see that's 2, 1, but A prime is in the middle, so I'd be estimating a decimal there. So I don't want to do A. So let's look at B. So B is right on a corner, and so is B prime. So I'm going to use B to find what I need. So I'm going to list them first. So original B is at the point 2 to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So that would be 2, 4. B prime is our corresponding point. So that's going to be 3 to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. Okay? And so if we use, to figure out our scale factor, what we're going to do is use our image or our prime coordinate, and we're going to divide it by our pre-image or our not prime. Now, you're like, but there's 4 numbers here. So you can choose any one. I usually just choose the first set. Okay, so I'm going to choose the x coordinates here. So what I'm going to do is take my b prime, 3, and I'm going to divide it by my not prime, which would be my 2 here. And 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. And that's going to give me my scale factor. Now, you'll notice that if I had done 6 divided by 4, I would have gotten the same thing, okay? So if I had done this one, 6 divided by 4, it's still 1.5. And in fact, I could have chosen any of the coordinates as long as I did my prime divided by my not prime, or my pre-image divided by my image, I will get the same scale factor, and I should. Okay, try another one. Let's try 2. So 2 has coordinates in all 4 quadrants, and it doesn't matter which one you choose as long as you choose a corresponding coordinate. So for me, again, I'm going to choose B and B prime because both of them are on perfect corners, so it's not a decimal, and they're both in the positive quadrant. So if I want to work with all positives and I have the choice, I'm going to do that. So again, I'm going to start by listing B. So regular B, our pre-image, is going to be at 1, 2. B prime, in this case, our image is going to be at right 2 and up 4. Okay, and again, we want to do our prime divided by our not prime, or our image divided by our pre-image. So in this case, if I choose the x coordinate, I would do 2 divided by 1, and I would find out that my scale factor is 2. If I had done my y coordinate, 4 divided by 2, I still would get 2. Okay? And so that's how we find scale factor. You try number 3 and see if you can get it on your own. Okay, for me, if you have me for class, our assignment today looks like this. It says Dilations number 2 worksheet. And we have several questions on here. So we are actually only going to focus in on doing numbers 1 through 16. And then if you want to do the others, they would be extra credit. So if you have questions, please feel free to email me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day.